So, you know how hard it is to get wreath frames these days? I thought I would show y'all how to use a grapevine and treat it like it's a wreath frame. Let's cut some of this off just because it's sticking way out. Usually I ignore this stuff unless it's really sticking out. Okay, just a couple pieces. All right. I did get a few new wreath frames in. We got orange, but they won't last long. So you can actually get grapevines at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I think you can get them at Joann's, but they're pretty easy to find. Grapevines usually are pretty easy to find. So I just thought it would be fun. It is so hot here. Can y'all hear those crickets out there? They're like, it's hot. So we're actually going to be using this. This is burgundy mesh. We're going to be using one of these. I don't think I listed this, so yeah, they're probably going to be like, what? It's on our website. It's XX752360. These are garlands. And I love these things because they're like really versatile. And I thought it would be fun just to show you how versatile they are. So, they have all these ties on them. And one thing I want you to realize is you do not have to do it this way. I will show you kind of how you can do it another way. Let's see. So this is a garland. You can use it for a lot of different things. So you can make a wreath with it. Okay, so it has wire, and attached to that wire are the ties. So this is what they take and put on all of the wire frames to make them work wreaths. This is what they use, this stuff right here. So you can actually get this stuff. You can use it for a garland. You see how long it is. But you can also use it as ties. Alright. So when I'm going to do something with a grapevine, especially if I'm going to do something like we're going to do, I want to look at it and see which side is going to support my, hey CT, which side is going to support my sign the best. So I really kind of want to put my sign on this side because as you can see it's nice and thick over here. So it's going to give a better base. I think, I'm going to flip it around, yeah. It's going to give a better base for my sign. Yo, and it says it's wine o'clock somewhere because it is. Alright. So this is what I'm matching it with. I have this burgundy cranberry, the animal print. So we have the animal print on the side and wine ribbon. Love wine ribbon. So the first thing we're going to do is put the sign on, which we usually do last, but this time we're doing it first. So that's a little different. I did cut all of my mesh at 20 inches, and I cut all of my ribbon at 12. Of course, there's enough for a bow, and we're only using these two ribbon. So kind of what I wanted to show you was you can make a really nice wreath with a lot less supplies and without a wreath frame. You can use other things. You don't always have to have 2 mesh, a sign, and 4 ribbons. You can do, thank you for those stars. You can do a lot without all of the above. So, and we did list, we do have this cranberry mesh. Okay. So I'm going to tie it at the top and the bottom. Then I am using my wire Dad is at home, but the boys are with me. So guess what we're gonna do after this? Yep, it will be McDonald's time. So because it's kind of dark outside, so we're going a little later because Owl has to go watch her grandson at soccer. So we're not going to disturb that. Okay, so I'm going to put, this is a weaving needle. I'm going to wire it in, and you see that? Just like I'm going to sew something. And then I'm going to push it right through the grapevine. And the reason this works so well is because it's plastic. Plastic is the key. And you can weave it a couple times. Okay. Just to kind of get it in there nice and tight. And then I tend to kind of pull the sign over it just a little so that I can kind of hide it back behind the side. Now you also have another option. This is bind wire. So we can do the exact same thing. Thank you for stars. You can do the exact same thing with bind wire. And the great thing about bind wire is it's the same color. So it works really well. As a matter of fact, let's use the bind wire on the top and I can show you. We'll do the exact same process. It's just a different type of wire. It's wire that is covered in twine. So it hides it very well. Okay. There we go. Kind of move it over a little. So let's take this one off and let me show you what the bind wire's like. Because it's very cool. When I'm working with grapevines, this is my favorite thing to use. And there's a trick to it. So if you look inside, you can pull it from inside. Never pull it from the outside. Don't ever take this tape off or the whole thing will fall apart. Okay. So you can see it'll go right through just like the other one. Doesn't want to. Hold on, let me get a good spot. What did I do with that new one? I have a new hole puncher I've been testing out. I really like it. There we go. Alright, you just got to get it started right. So you can see it's the same color as the grapevine. So it's really easy to hide it. So I kind of want to, I'm going to tie it over on this side a little bit. I can use the same thing. So I'm going to use this weaving needle. Put them in here. You can get these at Wreath by Dawn. Which one? The binding wire? It's called binding wire, Karen. So you can see this brand is Oasis. You can get it on Amazon. I believe you can get some in Hobby Lobby, but don't hold me to that because I'm not positive. I think you can. Okay. So I'm just pulling it through again. Now I'm going to tie this off and then I'm going to show you what the difference is. Just so you can see. Okay. Now, we got our sign on. Now look at the difference. So let's see, where's our silver wire? There's our silver wire. You can't see very much of it, but there it is. You cannot see the other wire at all because it's bind wire. So it just looks like part of the grapevine. So that's why I like it. Just trying to get my sign to do what I want it to. I might need to tie this a little tighter. Okay. There we go. Now it goes where I want it to. Okay. All right. So now we're going to work on putting the mesh on. You're bad at attaching side. Well, I'll tell you what. Go for the path of least resistance, because that is what really works best. I think we tend to make putting the sign on more complicated than it is. All right, so now we're going to take this and we're going to zip tie it onto our grapevine. So I just grabbed a few zip ties. You could also use the bind wire. I would kind of tend to go towards the zip ties. Okay. So I just run the zip tie right through there. All I want to do is keep this from coming off. So, like that. And what I like about this, oh, thank you, because I forgot to send that, Casey. What I like about this, as opposed to putting a wreath on here, is this is flexible. Can you see how flexible this is? So it makes it a little bit easier, especially if you have like a shape or something like that. This is just wire, and it's very pliable and bendable. So it's really easy to put it on a shape. Now the other way you could do this is just use your weaving needle and put ties in here, like every 4 inches, because that's about what a wreath frame is, and that's about what you want. You want about every 4 inches. That's kind of a really good rule of thumb. Okay. Put 2 more, and that will be it. So remember, our mesh is going to go here, so you won't see all this. What I like is you may already have your grapevine sitting around somewhere. So you could do this with the oval grapevines. You can do it with any of them. Same exact procedure, just different shape. Have you ever seen the different kind of frames and you just don't really know what to do with it, like the square frames? Well, you can take this stuff and you can go around that square frame so you have ties. All right. So let's see how many ties we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 ties. Okay. We have 2 ribbons and 1 mesh. So what we'll do is we'll take our mesh in this prettiest color, and we're actually going to do a messy ruffle. So what you do is you take the edges and you tuck them under like that, and then you just walk it together just like this. Messy ruffle. Doesn't need to be neat and tidy. Don't worry, because what we're going to do is come back and put some more stuff in here. The garland's in my shop, but I got it from my supplier. Okay. So I'm going to kind of run them up together just like I normally do. This green ties, it's from a garland. So if I'm out, I think you can get them at Craft Outlet as well. Pretty sure I've seen them there. I'm not 100% positive, but these are great because in times of trouble finding wreath frames, you have to get creative. And so this is how we get creative. It's a garland. Okay. And don't worry, we're going to be coming back across this. We're just kind of laying the base out right now. There we go. So how many of y'all like wine like me? Yes, that's the same ones, Peggy. But what I like about these is, like I said, if you get something that has an interesting shape and you don't know what to do with it, you can use these garlands to quickly put ties. Bella's doing really good, thankfully. You can use it to put ties on it, and then you have something to work from, and it's not so intimidating. Yeah, it's hot here. I don't know. It's definitely not 100 degrees or anything like that, but it's hot. Okay. So we only have one mesh here. So we're actually going to put another layer on. If you wanted to, you could use 2 meshes. You could put both in at the same time, but I tend to like to do it this way, just so I can get a little bit more height. Okay. This time, we're going to lay it flat. And because this is a grapevine, it doesn't take as long to cover this. So, all right. So see, this way it's almost like there's 2 layers on there. Ooh, Moscato. I love Moscato. I just like wine. Red, white, rosé. I don't get to have it very often, but I really like it. All right, so here's our 2 ribbons. So they're 12 inches. We're just gonna pinch them right in the middle like we normally do. Put them down. And one thing I want you to realize while we're doing this. This green doesn't really match anything on here, but it's not important. The color of your ties is not important because you can cut them off, trim them, and hide them in the back. You're really not going to see hardly any of your tie, okay? So if the only thing you can find is green ties, don't stress out because you're still going to be able to hide it. Yeah. My friend Doreen is the reason that I like Moscato. It's her fault. She made me try it. Well, she didn't make me try it. She just said, I said, what are you drinking? She said, Moscato. You want to try it? I was like, yeah. And then I was hooked. I need to get some for my mom to try. She likes sweet type stuff. See how cute that is? Look at that. Okay. So let's do a couple more. You also could do the curls in here if you wanted to even do the little bit less than what I'm doing. You could do curls instead of ruffle on top. I like to put the ruffle on top because having that bottom layer, and as you can see, I am not opening my tie back up. For one, I want that height. Okay, so we've got nice height just like we do on a wreath. And it's gonna help to mask that grapevine. And it's just gonna give it a lot of nice height onto it. Thank you for stars. Okay. If you ever have mesh and it starts to fray on the edges, because they will sometimes, just tuck it under. Just kind of pull and twist it underneath, and then you're not going to notice it. Yeah, I need one in my life too. Okay. And I like this contrast together. So when I did the sign, I put the leopard print on it because I really like this ribbon and I wanted to use it. Isn't that funny? Hey, that's why it's fun making signs. Because you can make them to match whatever you want. Okay. Isn't that fun? And it's fun that it's only 2 colors. It's an 18-inch grapevine. Just a normal, kind of like the most common size. They're very easy to find at Hobby Lobby and other places. Another thing you can do is you can put little corks right in here. It looks so cute. Me too, I love making signs. I wasn't sure how many we were gonna have, so I cut quite a few tails. I didn't really need to cut that many, but that's okay. I'd rather have too many. Okay, see how you just kind of pull it up? See, and then it gives you that nice bottom layer. And you only have to have this one roll. That's it. One roll is plenty. So when you're working with a 10-yard roll, you can get 18 20-inch cuts out of it. So it makes enough to do 2 rows. It's enough to do 2 rows. And I like that the colors are the same, so we're only using that one color. The mesh is cut at 20 inches. Yeah, I think I have some corks. I'll grab some in a minute, show you what I mean. See how you just tuck it back behind there? And then, if that little tiny bit of green bothers you, you can put little corks there, anything you want. Yep, I did get orange wreath frames in today. Look, there's one there. Let's do this one. So, if you're working on fall, we've got like 45, and I have another 45 coming, or another 50 coming. And I ordered some other colors. We're just waiting to see when we're getting them. I'm getting your entire paycheck. I tell you, I could never work at a place like Hobby Lobby or Carolina Pottery or something like that, because I'd never come home with a paycheck. I would be broke all the time. There we go. Let's put this one in. We are going to make a bow and just kind of drape it down here. Hey, Ross. Are you playing? He might be watching and doesn't hear me. Yeah, he must be watching. I'll go find him in a minute. Okay, last one. Then we'll do our bow. And then I'll see if I can find those. Oh, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get a lot of choice about what we get in. We get in whatever they send us. So, I'm thankful that they've been pretty good so far. So, it is so bad right now, y'all. I was talking to Danny Sims. He owns Sims Pottery. I was talking to his wife, and she told me they had 50 containers waiting in China to come over here. And they can't get them on a boat because they're all paying all this extra money to get their stuff first. So, we need to go over there and tell them that crafters need to come first. Okay. Hi. Yes. There's a bag over around there in front of the ribbon, that ribbon wall, and it has a bunch of corks in it, wine corks. No, out there, like around the corner.
Here?
No, out there in the warehouse. It should be, it's in a big white, like, trash bag. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? See, now you can't tell that it's a grapevine, right? If you're worried about the sign being low, there's a little bit of mesh left over. So what you can do is, yes, thank you, baby. What you can do is take your mesh and just kind of roll it up like this and put it underneath your sign, and that'll give it some buoyancy. So if you're worried about it being like this, all right. I told y'all I had some corks. This is my mother-in-law. She saved these for me because I've been wanting to do a wreath with all corks, and I haven't gotten around to doing it. Okay, so you can take your corks. Now, wherever they were previously opened, there's a couple of things you can do. You can take a pipe cleaner and glue it in there, and then you can use that to tie it on. Okay, like that. Look how cute that is. Yep, I will show the back of the wreath. Yes, ma'am. So you can also do, one of the things that I absolutely keep in my craft room are skewers. So, you know, these are skewers you'd get at the grocery store. Just wooden skewers. You can also, wherever the thing came out, you can push it up through there, and then you can use that piece to glue it in. Alright, the back. The great thing is the back is completely clean. You cannot see anything. It's all clean. So if I'm doing a wreath like this, I will take some bind wire, not bind wire, antique wire. This is antique wire. It may be called rustic wire. And I'll make a hanger. Because when you're using this kind, it doesn't really have a hanger. So I'll just kind of put it through. a little hanger. You just want to make sure that there's nothing that's going to hurt a door. Alright, so thank you for stars. Let's do the bow, and then we'll put the bow in so I can show you what that looks like. A cute thing is you can put a cork right in the middle of the bow. That's super cute. Okay. Alright. Well, I only ended up cutting a couple extras. But I really like when I'm doing something like this to kind of go monochromatic because it's a theme. And so I'm going to kind of really stick with that theme and just use those so that it has more of an impact. Oh, you can get the garlands at Hobby Lobby. All right. So, first, let's talk for a second. All right, if you want to get your ribbon completely correct, let's do like 12-inch tail. So around here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, we're going to pinch it, we're going to put it in here. I hardly ever do this because honestly, this doesn't bother me, but it bothers some people. So, I want to show you how you can fix it. Let's see, is that about right? Yeah. Alright, so let's do, see, and I still have one upside down. It's the way the ribbon's coming off. Alright, so let's do 6 inches. There. So 6, 6. Actually, I don't need this. That's what I'm doing wrong. Y'all, it's been a while since I did this. Okay, there we go. Let's do 6 again. There we go. Now we pull it out, and it is the correct way. If you want both of your tails to go the same way, the only way you can combat it is cut and put it underneath. I wish there was a magic trick that I could show you, but there isn't. Now, when I'm pulling out my ribbons, I'm going to look, these two are going to be fine because they're kind of pulling up. These two are not. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to twist it right where I have it in the bow maker so that they're both going the same direction. Okay? Then we'll put this on. Now, that's only what you have to do when you have patterned ribbon. If you don't have patterned ribbon, not an issue. It's a non-issue. Okay, so 6 inch. 6 inch. Pull it out. Alright, we're going to do this again. Okay, so 12 inches. You want to have at least a good inch or so that it's not going to pop out on you. You're not going to put another tail. You're going to just go ahead and start it. Start your loop. Like that. We're going to go to 5 inches. Five. 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 Those look good. This one we'll have to twist. Okay. Now we can pull it out and do our other tail. We have this ribbon in the blush as well, the blush color. I'm partial to red, so we're doing it with red. Plus, it matches that burgundy mesh so pretty. Okay, let's flip this. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, let's flip it. Okay. Now they're going the same direction. Okay. And we'll do this. And then we'll put our bow on. Okay. So we did a shorter version because it helps to really make the bow bigger and to stand out so you can really see it. Yes, there is a discount code for Cubbies. If you go look in the group card, it's right in the group. And we do have a new one. Okay, so we'll get out our zip tie. Let's get out a pipe cleaner. Okay, we'll run our zip tie under here. If you have trouble with this, put your zip tie on the bottom before you start. It's not going to hurt anything. If you have trouble getting all of your pieces in, you can lay your zip tie down there before you even get started. Alright, so we're going to look for our indention, and we're going to kind of gently move it around, keeping our indention, because otherwise all of your ties are going to be off. So if you're doing your bow and you're finding that once you do it, you have loops that are bigger than you expected, you did not get it in the middle. So make sure you spend a little time kind of moving it and make sure it's in the middle. Well, thank you. Okay, so push it down, get our little pipe cleaner in there. There we go. I had made a wine one not too long ago, and of course a member of my family came and gobbled it up. So I didn't get to keep it. Alright, so now we're going to twist, pull, twist and pull. Always start from the bottom. Okay. Pull these out front. If you don't do this, you won't get nearly the nice large fluff if you just fluff it out. So you really want to do that pull and fluff. And then we can run our hands into our tails. And we'll put it in, and then we'll do our cute little curly stuff. Okay. So you can see where we added our tail in right there. And what I usually do is put it about even with the sign. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the little tie, and I'm going to run it right under where that wire is tied down to our frame, because it's pretty easy to get your hand under that wire, because we don't have it tied down so tight that you can't get to it. Alright, then I'll trim it off. So let me show you. So right down here is where our tie is, and I just tied it right onto that. Okay. Alright, so let's just make sure nothing got squashed while we were pulling. I always kind of have to rearrange when I get it on here, so that's totally normal. Okay, and then we'll do our little curls. There we go. Awesome! Your bows are doing good. I'm so glad. I told you they would get better. Yes, try it with a smaller grapevine. This was the size I had. Now you can get grapevines in all different sizes. So, yeah. There. Now you can take one of those little corks and just place it right smack dab in the middle of the bow. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. And see, you wouldn't know unless you looked in the back that it's a grapevine. It looks like a mesh wreath. And it's really cute with the little corks in it. Isn't it cute? Awesome. Well, I hope y'all learned something new. You sold a wreath. Congratulations. That's exciting. It's always exciting when we sell something, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. It was fun to make. I enjoyed it. Oh, you know what else you could do? If you're wanting your sign to sit up a little bit, you can put these, glue these underneath it as well. You see how you can kind of use it to prop your sign up so it doesn't look like it's so flat. You could also do it all the way around and just set your sign on the mesh just like you normally would. Thank you, Mama. All right. I do too. I love it. I think it's adorable. Of course, I like it because it's wine. That's funny. Hey, Tanya. Awesome. Yeah, Bella's back here. You see her? Look. What she's doing. Can I move that for you, baby? Yeah. See, she's back to her normal self. So, awesome. All right. Well, y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Oh, tomorrow night. We're doing, do I have it sitting up here? Wait. Where is it? I thought maybe it was, yeah. Okay, tomorrow night, we're going to do a 6-ribbon bow. Because I thought it would be nice to do some 4th of July bows for a few people in the neighborhood. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We'll do some other bows. I want to do at least one hand bow. But we're going to be doing a 4th of July one tomorrow. All right. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to take the boys to McDonald's.